most people expect Drow to be the bad guy. The vampire, in this instance, however, is kind of innocent. He wasn't really fully complicit in the whole ordeal. The vampire was not planning on being involved, which does complicate things, obviously. The involvement of the vampire was specifically because the noble woman managed to basically get him cornered, and then essentially got him to agree to turn her into a vampire, but due to the way that his specific vampire curse works, he was not supposed to turn anyone else into a vampire, and therefore it kind of unleashed a whole lot of bad things. The various beings involved, which are responsible for the vampire being a vampire, we're not very happy about this. Not all of the beings involved are even aware that it has happened yet. As the being which originally turned the vampire into a vampire still has not yet actually been informed that the vampire is even still alive. They were a bit out of the loop for a really long period of time. Therefore, they are not fully aware of what the situation is yet. And, of course, by proxy, neither are the players. The players have no idea what's going on. As I was saying, the players have no idea what's going on. They are not yet aware that they are technically already inside of the vampire's dread domain. The domain in which the vampire resides, which is cursed, is known as a dread domain. Therefore, if the vampire were to try and leave this dread domain, they would find themselves unable to leave. However, inside of the dread domain, the vampire is very, very, very difficult to kill. There are plenty of safeguards in place. There are plenty of ways for the vampire to return. There are various different ways which the dread domain can be utilized by good guys, bad guys, pretty much anybody that knows anything about what's going on, they're going to be able to utilize the Dread Domain. It's that simple. Right, I was going out there with a lot of smooth stone. I forgot about that. Wait, why do I have all the smooth stone if I don't have a pickaxe? I need a pickaxe. Yeah, as I was saying, they are not yet fully aware that they are in a Dread Domain. On top of that, the players are going to definitely have trouble trying to figure out what to do about this vampire, as well as the new vampire woman that they are going to be encountering, as this woman will definitely be causing the players lots of issues, lots of problems. That. Grab this. Fortune 3. Well, that's great if I needed another Fortune 3. Unfortunately, I do not yet need another Fortune 3. Therefore, I shall start up this furnace, which I shall lock the hopper for. Actually, it doesn't matter if I lock the hopper or not, because I can just feed it in through up here. Yeah. Still, it's going to be nice to have a spare Fortune 3 pickaxe. Yeah, I'm already level 30 just with that. Now I'm level 33. You can see how this quickly gets overpowered if you're utilizing the furnaces properly. Oh, oops. Okay, what did we get? Fortune 3, Unbreaking 3, Efficiency 4. Which, because of the way the enchantments work, is mostly just not even a bonus. It's actually less than my current enchantment. Therefore, it is better if I create another pickaxe. Then I can put the iron away again. I can go over here, grab myself efficiency 4. Well, not quite what I was hoping, but at the same time, useful enough to actually work. Yeah. Because what it is the efficiency, A, gets upgraded. B, this also is a prime opportunity for me to rename my pickaxe. Subscribe. There we go. Okay. Now we have our various quantities of levels all supplied to us. Our pickaxe is fully repaired. We have plenty of granite laid in order to have some form of path, some form of ground. Oops, wrong button. Yeah. I was reading up on Tasha's Cauldron of Everything when it occurred to me that my players have really a lot of situations in common with being located in a domain of dread. The domain of dread that they are specifically in, they actually qualify for a few different domains of dread. Not just one specific domain, but a few domains. Therefore, I have a few options for what kind of domain to run. I still need to figure out how I want to run this domain of dread. Do I want to run it as, for example, body horror? Because that's an option. If I don't want to do body horror, which I'm not all that fascinated with the body horror option, then I have a few other selections I can choose from, which will allow me to make use of various different aspects of their characters in order to really drive home the fear factor. I don't need too much to work with in order to make it a fun game for them to play. I don't need too much in order to make it something interesting. Sometimes simple is a little bit better. Sometimes not. It really depends on the situation at hand. Oh. I wasn't even aware of these. Okay, I guess they suffocated or something? I don't know. Let's see, we've got a lot of filling in to do in this section, because the plan is to bring everything up to y equals 5, because that's where the bedrock stops. Will clear out back here because for whatever reason I cleared out a bunch of it earlier. possibly related to some form of silverfish. Therefore, I want to make sure I have this all nice and cleared out before I progress further. Additionally, I should also... Why can I not jump up there? There we go. Okay. Additionally, I should also plant down these torches, as these were wiped out in the earlier excavations. Now I can pick up the scrap. Okay. Let me go ahead. Okay. Now... Oh, I think I know what this was. This was just a lot of gravel. However, since I'm not going to be building over here or digging over here, I'm going to just fill this in with regular stone. Because I plan to stop at this height, or at this depth of excavation. Yeah, see? Yeah. I plan to utilize this section as a wall, specifically. Therefore, having a bunch of extra materials just lying around, not all that helpful if I'm going to be turning those materials into construction area. Because I need to instead focus on the construction area first off. It's kind of the main thing to focus on, really, is, where am I building? Then I focus on what am I building. Okay, now let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is already well into the next area then. I do not need to be filling in this much material. There's my notification to actually get ready for my own campaign, my D&D campaign that I was just talking about. As you might have noticed, since I record these every day, there is, of course, occasionally a moment where my notifications for my normal schedule seems to show up in the recordings. I have a few more hours to go. I will definitely be uploading some of these videos while playing. I plan to at least record until the 6 a.m. release. Therefore, if I sound really tired in the next video, that's why. It's because I am really tired, because it's probably about 1 a.m. for me. Therefore, if my players are watching this, I would like them to leave a comment and let me know, and then I will make sure to give out all of the lovely spoilers about how I'm going to utilize Tasha's Guide to Everything to completely mess with the party, because that's going to be just really good fun. You know, it's all in good nature. We agreed to this type of stuff beforehand. You know, this isn't just us being, you know, mean to each other. Oh, your character's in a realm of dread. It's like, well, we're not doing it to be mean. We're doing it because we agreed that we wanted to play D&D together. We agreed that we wanted to have fun in a manner which was following a specific set of rules, and then we decided to build up a campaign world inside of these rules. We took that campaign world and we then basically morphed that campaign world into a world which would be suited for interacting with our characters. You know, the world is not for everyone, obviously. Similar to Minecraft, if you know, your Minecraft world has the wrong set of mods in it, not everyone's going to enjoy it. You know, not much of a surprise there. At the same time, however, if your Minecraft world has, you know, a bunch of errors in it, again, people aren't going to enjoy it all that well, for different reasons. But, you know, you get the idea. There's always going to be something. There's always something, as they say. You know, there's always some reason that someone didn't have fun doing something. I have a player who... that was spooky. I have a player who, for example, isn't really having as much fun as they had hoped on their current character. They had asked me if it was okay if they changed characters. I think they're expecting something a little bit more immediate, but there is going to be a duration where they will be playing their old character, because there's just no easy way to introduce their new character. Their character that they wanted to play is very much what is called homebrew, which basically means it utilizes some form of unique rule set that is not normal in the game of D&D. You know, it uses custom stats, or it uses custom abilities, or it uses something that is not part of the actual books. Now, that's not to be confused with Unearthed Arcana, which is official material. It's just official material that is potentially unbalanced, because it's what's called playtest material. he's not using playtest material. He's using actually, like, fan-crafted content. He's using fan-crafted materials, which means he's using stuff that is created by players for players in order to be used for the benefit of players, sometimes to the detriment of the GM or DM, depending on whether you're using a game master, which creates all of the rules and creates the world in which you play, or whether you're using a dungeon master, which is a person who will follow the rules in a specified world. A perfect example of this is if you're playing Curse of Strahd and your GM follows all of the different rulings for Curse of Strahd, that is a dungeon master if they don't change anything. If they change something, then they are a game master. That is the difference. A game master will build the world. A dungeon master follows the rules of that world, but they will allow you to play in it, and they will be very effective at navigating any conflicts that arise while, exploring this world with your character. But they are bound by a specific set of rules, which are agreed upon before the entire session starts. That's just D&D in general. I know some people still have no idea to this day how to play Dungeons and Dragons, which I find baffling because Dungeons and Dragons got popular real quick, especially with Critical Role, Matthew Mercer, various other voice actors associated with Matthew Mercer. Matthew Mercer and his nerdy voice actor friends are very popular. They're voice actors, after all. It's kind of just what they do. That being said, however, the various aspects which constitute... Oh boy. No. Woo. Okay, that's something I hadn't experienced in a long time, having a creeper spawn in my build. The reason I hadn't experienced that in a very long time is because I properly light my build. Therefore, it was really unexpected to turn the corner and see a creeper staring at me. Yeah. That's why you always include lights in your build. You always want to make sure that you prevent things like creepers from spawning, as well as skeletons. Skeletons are kind of a pain as well. That's why I built the floor. Specifically because I knew that as I continued to excavate, I would continue to repeatedly just fall off this cliff. It's also why I'm going to excavate right here. Anyways, as I was saying, my players have some clue as to what's going on. Like, they're aware that things are happening. As far as knowing specifically what is going on, they've not yet reached that point. So far, my players have found themselves inside a swamp village, picking up their paladin friend who stayed behind for reasons. the specifics of which are more mature in nature, to give you a general idea of the actual reason why. It doesn't need to be said, but that is the reason. Okay, I'm liking this bow because it can one-shot creepers. That's a good reason to like a bow. Okay, let me do a sneak. Aha, I can reach all the way to that gravel in the distance. Okay. Yeah, the relevance of my players being in a swamp is mostly negligible because it really is just a little no-name swamp town. Specifically, the nearby town of Melodia is utilizing the swamp village as a prison camp in order to force the characters that they send there to basically work as though prisoners until they serve out their sentence, which could be any indeterminate length of time depending on the prisoner, the crime, etc., etc. All kinds of various other determinate factors, as they say. There's a lot of different reasons that a person could be a prisoner in that town, in that settlement, the swamp village. It could be anything ranging from maybe they got on the wrong side of the local lord, maybe they found themselves on the wrong end of some adventures at the Adventurers Guild, and maybe the adventurers just weren't the nicest people. The specifics of the town of Melodia is that the town is a racist town that is inclined towards humans. They prefer humans in everything. If you're a human, great. If you're not, they don't like you. Now, my character and my party members have had very little trouble in the town of Melodia. However, they've also not caused much trouble themselves. Therefore, it's kind of a toss-up as to whether or not the players will find themselves struggling with various other issues as time progresses. Oops. I didn't mean to hit the guy. Okay, I'm going to wait a moment and see what this guy had to trade. Beetroot seeds, vines, kelp, pointed dripstone, moss block, or bucket of tropical fish. He has good trades. Unfortunately for him, I already have all of that. Or have a nice day. Let's grab the various items off of the ground, then get the heck out of here before more creepers decide to show up. Okay. I think I can get away with placing this gravel here. And then I want to grab the leather, because I don't want the leather to despawn. Now I grab the leads, because I don't want the leads to despawn either. I want both of these to remain intact as I quickly hurry my way back. That's unfortunate. Okay, well, looks like I'll be running back to plant more stuff and then retrieve more stuff, and yeah, lots of running in this episode because I'm just traversing the entire length of this. Not much to be done about that. Let's see, this one's the dirt, which means it's right about there. That was very close. Okay. And then this one's at 31. Which, okay, that's fine. Slime. We've got gunpowder. We don't really have anywhere for gunpowder down here. Coal ore, iron ore, redstone ore. Okay. Now we run all the way back just to make sure that we don't leave those items lying on the ground. While we're at it, let's grab some dirt, because we need to clear this out anyways. Yeah, we'll just clear out this. Our main problem is stemming from the fact that we just have so much smooth stone. Isn't it? Okay. Now that I've retrieved this, as well as these, I'm able to retrieve these. Matter of fact, I can even go so far as to retrieve these. These are supposed to be all part of the whole situation here. Let's see, how deep does this go? Well, at least I know it's currently evening. This dirt vein goes right into a gravel vein. And some diamonds. Well, that is nifty. Okay, let's see what other kinds of diamonds we can get. Yep, yep. Okay. Was there any to be had over here? Does not look like it. Y equals 4, y equals 5. There we go. Now for these. Put the dirt down so I can pick up all the other stuff. Let me see if there's any way I can maybe... No, not looking like it. Well, looks like I'm gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way. Escorting items around. And once again, we find ourselves with a full inventory, needing to juggle items around just in order to actually be able to hold things. Yeah, there's not really much we can do. Well, looks like we're going back with a partial inventory again, because we just need more inventory space. If we were hungry, we could eat this cooked salmon, but we're not. We definitely need to fire up the furnaces in order to start smelting down the various quantities of smooth stone which we have. Or, sorry, regular stone which we have. Yeah, we got 4 diamonds down there. Somewhere in here is leather. No? Right. That's right. I went and actually deposited it. And then I eventually used it. Okay, well, in that case, I need to deposit my gravel next. Yep, there it is. There is another wandering trader around here somewhere. But of course we can't see him because that would be too easy. Great. Okay. Well, I suppose what needs to happen next is these need to really kick into high gear, which means I guess I kind of just need to gather up all of these. That will allow me to make use of the various aspects of smelting up a bunch of smooth stone. Sorry, I have the hiccups. Now, while that's cooking up, I can go ahead, retrieve these items down here with a lot of running. I can retrieve all of these items down here, granting me a little bit more resources, making sure that none of this stuff despawns, stuff like that. Didn't even know that was an item there. Okay. Well, now I've got that. Now I've got this. Okay. Let me try this one. Here we go. Now, I believe if I were to go up in this area, I could possibly get a decent amount of progress on... How did I get down here? A decent amount of progress on filling in the area up here with smooth stone. Assuming, of course, that I am ever going to be able to mine at any decent rate of speed. There we go. Now we're making some progress. The benefit of me doing this is multifaceted. First off, it collects me a lot of resources. Second off, this allows me to fill in this section specifically with smooth stone, which is stone that has been smelted twice. The reason that's relevant is because that means that I am able to finally make use of all of this smooth stone that I have, while still ensuring... Yep, it's now time for my campaign. While still ensuring that I, am gathering enough materials to make this really worth my while. Okay, now I want to switch to this one. I'll just slowly back up while planting in all of these. Okay, now I have an excuse to go in right here. You'll notice that a lot of the materials which I'm gathering is extremely varied. This allows me to utilize the durability of my pickaxe in order to make sure that I am properly making use of my supplies. This allows me to gain a vast quantity of resources for my inventory. Without bogging me down with all kinds of different items. You know, I have a lot of this material reserved in my inventory, and for the stuff that I don't have space for, I will soon have space for it, because I will be very quickly, almost immediately in fact, creating a few gaps in my inventory in order to hold on. In order to be able to hold things. That being said, the quantity of stone which I am carrying is quite large. I do not expect smooth stone to be able to provide enough inventory space at this current point. However, I've got to try. Therefore, I shall drop that stone down there, and I shall pick this stone up, which I actually need to go around for. Well, I guess there's more of them down below. Okay, I will go around that item in order to pick up all of these items. At which point, I then plan to go filling in all of this smooth stone. Because this should, if my calculations are correct, yeah, free up just enough inventory space for me to hold that. Now I've got the emerald ore on me. I have plenty of reason to go back over here with even more inventory space available to retrieve the coal from in here. And then I can fill this whole area in with regular stone because I'm not going to be back here. I'm instead going to be making use of my impregnable wall of smooth stone. Every time I started getting into a pattern for that, I found myself unable to place more. Oh well. Okay. I do have a little bit of stone here still. That's fine. I don't mind that. I will just go ahead and put down the emerald over here because I plan to